Listening to A to Z Auto Talk with Mr. David McMillan. And today we have a special show for you. But first, I would like to mention some of our great sponsors. Today's show is being sponsored by Priam Automotive. That's my good friend, Mr. Mike Ramsey, located here at 801 East Trinity Lane in Nashville, Tennessee. His phone number is 615-228-4478. Another sponsor we have today is No Job Too Big Too Small. Call Mr. Elboy, better known as Will A. Ellis, my good friend. Give him a call at 615-972-0126. He's located here at 1211 Bridge Church Pike. Once again, we are being happy to say we're sponsored by Computer House. Computer House with all your computer needs. Just give them a call. Their phone number is 615-891-2082. And our real special sponsor for the name is Half the Sky. That's Lucretia LeBon. Her phone number is 615-484-7781. And I'd like to say to you, good morning, Mr. McMahon.
Good morning, buddy. Good morning, Nashville and surrounding areas.
Buddy Blues.
Yeah.
And once before we start the show, I'd like to say if you would like to participate in this special show, it can easily be done by calling 760 The Gospel at 615-242-7760. Call in, let us know what you're thinking, and that number is 615-242-7760.
Yes, we have a great subject today. I'd like to say I'm your host, David, and my co-host, Mr. Buddy Blues.
Buddy Blues.
And our subject today is sort of, it's dealing with cars and it's dealing with our personal people of the city. We're going to say drive to stay alive. So what I mean by that, occasionally we need to pre-strip our cars, make sure everything is working properly, because we don't want to be interrupted in our daily routine by a traffic stop on something that could be avoided.
On that dreaded flat tire.
Yeah, we pre-strip it, check your tail lights. I tell you, a lot of things people don't ever check on their car, and you never think about it, I never think about it, is that tag light. The tag light on the back of your car.
That's a good one, because there are actually two lights above your license plate on the rear of the car. If it's in the front, it's usually they'll let that one be dark because your headlights will get that one. But there is a law that your rear plate must be illuminated after dark.
After dark, right. I had stopped for that, and I never thought about it. Now, some cars don't even have a light. I mean, I've seen them not have a light back there. Anyway, try to check that most of the time. Check the tag light. Check your tail lights. I have someone to see if your brake lights work. Because we don't always stop, what you call a traffic stop. And amount of traffic stop can be deadly sometime if you don't,
Yes,
if you stop
That
by the
just
right
brings
person.
up what I call probable cause of why you want to deflate my pocket.
Yeah, I want you to watch our speed limit. You don't want to watch the speed limit, you want to avoid. And if you do get stopped by an officer or someone of the law, you want to conduct yourself properly. You don't want them to have excessive movement in the car, looking back, going on the seat, going in the glove compartment, doing suspicious stuff when you get stopped by an officer or whatever. Because like I say, you want to drive to stay alive.
Well, I agree with you, Mr. McMillan. It's your first chance to make a great impression on someone you definitely will be meeting again.
First impression, no have a second chance to make a first impression. You already know that.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to make a first impression. We're going to make, and another thing, like I said, keep your hands visible. Keep your hands visible. And try to keep eye contact with the person. Don't be, just, if you don't have anything to say, don't say anything, But like I said, and a lot of people always want to ask, why was I stopped? I would just let him tell me why I was stopped.
I agree. I would wait on that.
Well, they said, why are you stopping me?
I'm more concerned with, can I leave now?
Right. And if he had a reason to stop, he should state the reason to stop.
They usually do, but that's later on.
Right. And if you're in violation, just take the citation and go on. But
or the warning.
Right. Or the warning. Well, if not, time they give you a warning. Say your tail light was out, or your brake light wasn't working properly, or whatever. But anyway, I would never. I try not to ever give an officer to search, reason to search my vehicle. If he wanted to search the vehicle, he might ask to search it. You always just say no. You know, he said no, you can't do that. Then he might threaten to say, I'm bring the dogs in and all that stuff. You still have to have a proper search warrant to search the vehicle. Just say no if you don't have anything to hide, which I don't think I have anything to hide, but I still don't want to search my car, because once they start searching, he start tearing up stuff in your car, going in your door panels.
That's true. There are different levels of a search.
So, yeah. They'll go off on a search, you know. He might smell something in your car that you know, trigger something in his head and make him want to tear your car up. I've seen it happen, you know.
I can hear him. I know it's there. I know that smell.
You know, you might smell some coffee or something that you had left over in your car or whatever.
He might have smelt the memory from his distant past, but he must have your permission.
Right, he had your permission to
I'll
search.
just be honest, it's best to be quiet and just call your mama,
Yeah.
Be
Now
quiet,
ask for one
be
phone
polite,
call.
Be quiet, be polite. Tell the truth,
Yeah.
it's my mama's car. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. Whatever you find, the car don't belong to me. It's not mine.
Everybody drives this car.
But anyway, but just say, if he have to search your car, you can always say no. And if he asks you to remove yourself from the car, he might be threatening you, saying he want to search your car, but you can still say no. You know, in that way, just get out of the car, and if he will ask you to walk back to his car, walk back to his car, whatever. But always keep your hands visible. Don't have your hands in your pocket, in your coat pocket, or behind your back, or whatever. Just keep your hands visible. That way, you have no reason to cause.
And this is Buddy Boo's personal recommendation. Stay home.
Yeah, try.
You don't have to be out there. Stay home.
Right, we talking about driving still alive. You know, that's what I'm saying. And
that is a choice you can make, is to stay home.
Stay at home too. And you have a reason to stay home, because this virus is out here, you know. But like I said, if anyone have a comment or complaint about what we're talking about today, tell them how to call in, buddy.
You can join in to the show by simply dialing 760 AM The Gospel. That phone number is 615-242-7760. Call in and let us know what you're thinking. And we want you to be prepared for this holiday weekend, which actually probably started in someone's mind Wednesday and probably won't end until Monday or Tuesday morning. So just be safe. And if you don't have to go anywhere, don't.
Well, try to stay close. I think they recommend it if you have a home gathering, not over 10 people should be there. And, you know, just stay in immediate family should be together, not have no large congregation in the whatever you're doing, no large barbecue.
Welcome to the new norm. You know who you're around and keep track of everyone, and even when the party's over with, make sure everyone makes it home safely, like we always do, and make sure they help to in good care.
Yeah, like I said, keep your distance. That's what I ask the people to do. Keep the distance, and I can stay my distance, and I try to wear a mask when I'm in a crowd, when I'm going to a store or whatever.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if they have a stringent law on wearing a mask, but I think
it's a state by state, city by city, member better deal. But it's basically up to you and your safety.
Right.
If you feel safer with a mask, put it on.
Like I keep my mask with me at all times.
Yeah, sure.
So we want to, even though we traveling, a lot of people travel. We got essential workers here. A lot of essential workers that has to go to work, have to stop and buy gas, and have to just purchase out. You got people driving trucks, which I think they're essential. You got people working in the hospitals.
And people such as yourself, Miss McMillan, you have to get out and service customers.
Right, I'm an essential worker. I work on cars and stuff. Sometimes I have people calling me.
And you're a reporter.
We try to report on the right things. Like I said, I want to keep everybody stay intact. You know, if you're traveling, call somebody while you're traveling. Call somebody and talk to someone, because sometimes that wakes me up. If I'm traveling, especially if I'm getting stopped by an officer somewhere, I call somebody. So I get stopped by someone, so and I'm here now. He finna write me a ticket, or he asked I was speeding, or whatever. You try to keep yourself calm and stay in a normal position. You know, you don't jump out the car and run back to hit the officer's car. See, that could be a dangerous situation. You stay in your car. Stay there until he asks you to get out, or asks you for your services, driver license, or your passport, or whatever kind of identification you have. I try to keep passport and driver license with
And
me
at
all the
that
time.
moment, it comes to my mind, you know, I could have stayed home.
Well, some people can't stay home. Like the
And
babysitter, she
and
can't stay home.
you're exactly true. Like a truck driver, he works on the road.
The road driver, you got road people that works on the road.
Like you said, essential
and
people like
essential.
hospital, truckers.
And a lot of, police officers, they got to be, they're out here.
Well, that's
They'll be-
true. It's holiday weekend.
Holiday
That's
weekend.
part of their job.
And they might appear to be lax at some time. They might appear to be sitting in the car asleep or whatever. But you still have to respect the officer. Yeah, that's his job. So that's why I feel like it. But like you said, drive, stay, and laugh. And we're going to shift gears here. I want to talk about keeping my car alive, too. And, things we do, main thing is maintenance. We talk about maintenance. You know the main thing about it, I was thinking about my daughter. She said she runs every morning. And I wished I could do that.
I understand.
I used to run every morning.
I kind of wobble in the kitchen and where's my knife and fork.
Yeah. But, sometimes it keeps you younger if you run every morning. I mean, I don't see how far you run. One day she said she running, it was uphill both ways. I said, I think she went the wrong way.
That takes true talent.
True talent. They run uphill both ways. Anyway, if anyone want to call in, tell them how to call in.
If you'd like to participate in today's show, it can simply be done by dialing 760 AM because, well, that's right, we know that phone number is 615-242-7760.
If somebody might have had experience with an officer, let's stop an officer and had a good experience or a bad experience. I've had quite a few experiences with police officers, but I've pat myself on the back and said I survived.
I can say the same thing. I've had experiences, and I'm glad to say I've survived them. Guess I got a great story, but what? I'm still here.
Still here.
By the grace.
Okay, maintenance for your car. Maintenance. When we think about maintenance, we're talking about observations. And first you have to observe a problem before you can discern the problem. And maintenance is one of the things we like to check. And like I said, pre-trip your car. Pre-tripping is something like simply is looking at the tires. Make sure they're not worn to their wear body. Most tires have what they call a wear bar on the tires when the treads, and when you wear down to that position on the tire, it's time to replace the tire because it has some. I think they have like a reserve rubber in the tire. They call it a wear pattern, a wear bar. So check your tires for that. And tires have a wear problem, not a wear problem, but a wear pattern. Now, sometimes your pattern on your tires can tell you if you have a problem with your car or not. If you have if your tires are uninflated, they normally wear more on the outer edge of the tire.
That is so true. When people have tires that are overinflated, they usually balder in the center.
In the center of the tire. Or if your tires are wearing on one side, like on the inside of the tire, you might have a problem with your front end alignment.
That is true.
Now, if you're wearing it outside, you probably have too much toe in. Or it's the wear pattern on your tires can tell you a story about your vehicle. And it will tell you that your vehicle probably needs a front end alignment, or your air is improper air, or your brakes are bad. Now, if your brakes are not stopping properly, if you have an unequal brake pattern where one tire is grabbing and the other tire is relaxed, you have more wear on that side than the regular side. Your tires will wear out.
So true.
Wear out. I've seen that happen. I've had a car with one wheel brakes.
I got one from the past. This is one of those Buddy Blues statements from my really past, and I like to take this time to say that none of these opinions I'm expressing reflects anyone else's opinion but mine. This is purely for entertainment purposes. Now that I got that out the way, remember when we had these little cattails that came off the front of your car when you had the big 2-inch white wheel on your tire?
Yeah.
And you had these little cattails that poked out, and you could tell when you bumped the curb so you wouldn't dirty up your 2-inch white wall.
Right.
And it looked like little catfish things sticking out in front of your tires. And we had that little piece of leather in the back to contact to the road because we still had AM radio back then.
Right, keep the static at the radio.
Yes, sir. A lot of those things had to do with prepping your car. Meaning, before you left, you put on certain clothing and everything. You did the same thing for your car. You make sure your car was clean. You make sure your tires were all pressured up, and you make sure you were ready to go. And you had a great time. And usually it ended with us going to the drive-in.
Right, but
Another event with our cars.
right. Well, I know what you're speaking of, the thing
sir.
just to hang out on the side, the little cattail thing.
Yes, to let you know if you were going to touch your
Right.
2-inch white world to the curb.
But a lot of times they had them on both sides, and I couldn't
Yes,
figure
sir.
out why
Got to.
you can't park on the left side of the street. But they had them for looks.
There you go.
Yeah, and they didn't have, but the cars, in the early days, the American cars just only had one mirror. They just had a mirror on the driver's side,
That is true.
no mirror on the passenger side.
And also one brake light on that same side.
One
like a
brake light.
motorcycle.
Yeah, one brake light, but like, I know things a law now you'd have two brake lights.
Right. But I got to admit, there were not very many cars
Well,
at the time.
the interstate wasn't so prevalent at
That's
the
true.
time, and
Gravel
you
road.
didn't need the mirror on the right because the only thing was on the right side of the road was a big old ditch. So you didn't
Or a
need,
cliff. You're so right.
you didn't want to look back on that side. Anyway, so now we have to have mirrors on both sides of the car. They got an inside rear view mirror.
Although there is a law, because remember, one of my cars, I'm going to put a panoramic mirror in. Even though I'm going to put in a panoramic mirror, that's a mirror that's inside the car, I am still legally bound by the state of Tennessee to have two mirrors on the side.
On that exterior.
Even if I have a third one in the center, I've got to have it. These laws vary from state to state, but in the state of Tennessee, you must have a, let's say, a mirror on the driver's side and the passenger side.
Yeah.
But that's up to the law officer's discretion if you can see visibly.
Well, I think it's necessary to have the mirror on the passenger side because that mirror now it doesn't show the actual reflection of what's there. It says things are
The
closer
image
than
in this mirror may appear to be closer than you may think. Yeah.
Right,
That's a
yeah,
favorite GM sticker.
Yeah, because that mirror, it lets you see a wider range
Yes,
on that
sir.
side of your
Either
vehicle.
in concave or
Yeah.
convex, or call it fisheye.
Yeah, whatever we call it. But anyway, that's one of the things. And we're gonna move on to the main. We're talking about how the cars do and everything. We talked about the tires, and observe the brakes. Some now cars got these mag wheels. I don't call them mag spokes or what you call those wheels?
Custom wheels.
Wheels, and you can see some people paint their brake calipers.
I
certain-
can explain what that's about. It's really not a big thing on color. When you get a part from the part stores, usually what it is, if you paint it, it keeps it from rusting. Now, you could have painted it any color. Most people prefer to paint it red because it sticks out and it makes it look a little cooler. But the purpose is to paint that brake caliper is what it actually is, so it doesn't rust. You can paint it any color. I've seen them yellow. I've seen them red. But if you don't paint it, eventually rust will build up on it, and once it's rust, that's another story. So the painting, I've seen red and yellow.
Right, I've seen them of color. But another thing I'd like to mention too,
It's a rust proofing.
I'm not trying to scare bash anyone, but if you got those kind of brake calipers on your car, you need to put a safety bleed screw on there because somebody can come to your car and crack that screw if you can reach to that.
Okay,
wheel.
you've made a point of
So-
what I like to call bad intentions.
Right, but I'm gonna say,
If woulda, coulda, been, shoulda.
but anyway, you don't want to be
But
sabotaged.
we're gonna stay on the positive, but that's what your visual inspection is
Right,
for.
right.
And if you have these type of rims where you can see your calibers and your caliber screw, great blessing to you because you can visually inspect it when most people have to remove the rim.
Right, if you don't have to remove the rim, you can look in there and see how thick your brake pads are.
Or how thick the dust is.
And I like to keep the brake pads at least, when you get down to say about an eighth of an inch, it's probably pretty thin. So you need to replace them. And I like to say if you have those type of wheels on your car, you might want to safety check your bleed screws on your calipers because they
That
could
is
be
true.
and they could be tampered with. But anyway,
And
that's,
more than tampering, sometimes it's a machine. Things get loose.
yeah, and things loose. And check the brakes. And you want to check the suspension, which I call the chocks or your struts, things of this nature. Because you can check for oil. You see a little oil leak or something on your struts, so you know they're leaking and they're
It's a
going
sign
bad.
of things to come.
There's signs something's going bad with your brakes, struts, shocks.
Yes, sir.
And we always check the treads on the tires. I think the front shocks and the front brakes and stuff are quite easy to check than the rear. On the rear, most of that take to remove the wheel, remove the tires, and try to have your tires in working condition. Don't just wait till you're ready to go out of town and say, I'm gonna buy some new tires, I'm going out of town. You don't have to wait till you go out of town to buy some new tires. You can buy, keep your tires up to date. A car looks better with good tires on it.
Well, Mr. McMillan, if you don't mind, I'd like to add one of mine for visual inspection, and it's called your radiator or your condenser fan. Basically, when you're looking straight through the front of a car, if you can see through the car to see a radiator, there's also a thing called a condenser that works with your air conditioning. But basically, we're talking about airflow.
Right. You
Like,
want, I remember, I know what you're saying, airflow. You can, when you go to lunch, car wash or whatever, wash that grill out, wash that radiator out.
That's the word, grill.
A lot of times bugs get in there and stop at your airflow, and then keep your air conditioning working properly. So your air works better when it's clean.
Why is this car overheating? Because the fan won't turn, because there's a bug stuck in the grill. Not that kitty cat that was in there holding on one day. But always visually inspect your radiator, and I guess that's the word, the grill. Look in your grill and see if you can visually see through it to a certain degree.
Right.
And there's not a piece of paper, a piece of plastic, or bugs clogging it up.
Right.
It helps you breathe.
That's the underhood check. A lot of things I like to check under the hood too is the oil. The oil is the major thing. That's the life. That's keeping your car going properly.
That's your blood.
That's the bloodline of a car. You want to check that oil. Make sure you wipe the stick all the way up, because sometimes oxidation can get on your oil stick in the sign of water and get in your engine, in the side there. If your oil stick is rusted, if they got rust on it, it's a sign of a problem with your engine. It's a sign of water is getting in your oil some kind of way. And you want to check your oil level. And check for, like I said, check for discoloration. If it's orange or white or milky, that could be a problem. So I've seen cars running well like that, and then they change the oil.
And then it's not a problem.
Not a problem, So it's a lot of times. And you want to check power steering fluid.
Yes, sir.
Because if you let your vehicle run low on power steering fluid, it could damage the power steering pump. But we got to find out where the fluid is going. It's not digesting it. It's not regurgitating it. We got to find out why it's low.
And that is a dangerous situation, because most people don't know when you're dealing with power steering, there's a high pressure side and a low pressure side. And that pressure is so high that it could actually become flammable if it touches a hot surface when it squirts.
Man, it squirts.
Like brake fluid when it hit the exhaust. You can get an instant fire.
Well, like I say, you want to check your brake fluid too.
That is true.
See if it's low. Now, if your brake fluid is low, it could be low because your pads are worn or your shoes are worn.
And then it's more than
and it could be a leak.
And there's more than just being low, excuse me, Mr. McMillan. It's the color of your brake fluid. I always compare it to apple juice.
Well, you want it, yes, you don't want it just black, because if it's super black, that's an indication that your neoprene hoses is deteriorating. They rubber, we call them rubber hose, but it's a tough neoprene
And
type
then
hose.
there's that big V word called viscosity, as to where you have brake fluid, but it's not working anymore because it's wore out. It's brown up.
Well, it won't circulate as fast through your hydraulic system, because you call them hydraulic brakes. And it'll damage your hydraulic system and your brake system and your brakes, because you got a cylinder, a caliper, and all these things work with.
But you can say, Mr. McMillan, these are things that a DUI person or do-it-yourself person can do themselves with a visual instruction.
Well, you
can notice.
bleed it out. You can bleed your brakes or bleed the old fluid out and put new fluid in if you like to do that.
But one of the first steps is noticing you have a problem with the visual inspection. I agree
Right,
with you.
right. You're always
Then you'll figure out what to do, and that's really take it to a professional if you're not that gearhead type of person.
yeah, I like that word, Gary.
Well,
I always
we
been
know
Gary.
who we are,
Yeah,
and
Gary.
if you don't, I love those ladies with those great fingernails, because they're not going to get their hands dirty, but they know how to take care of their car. They know exactly where to take their car. And one of the people that I know that works on these type of cars is my good friend, Mr. Attaboy, Mr. Will A. Ellis. Mr. Attaboy is located here at 1211B Bridge Pike, Nashville, Tennessee. I'd like for you to give him a call. His phone number is 615-972-0126. Another guy is Mr. Mike Ramsey at Prim Automotive. Prim Automotive is located here in Nashville, Tennessee at 801 East Trinity Lane. His phone number is 615-228-4478. And Mr. Macmillan, I would like for you to say something about Laquila LeBon at Half the Sky. Her phone number here in Nashville, and she's a feature sponsor for today. Her phone number is 615-484-7781. Say a good words about Miss LeBon.
Well, she has
take
a what we call a capability statement. A
Yes, sir.
capability statement, it covers the parts that she can order for you, special order parts, hard to find parts, and she's a part finder. And you can reach her. She has a email address. It's at www.halftheskyllc.com. And she is located here in Nashville, Tennessee. She operates out of Nashville, and she has an office
Yes,
also in.
she's got a. Let me give it a shot. If you would like to get in touch with Half the Sky, that's Laquisha LeBon. She has one of her locations at 41 Peabody Street here in Nashville, Tennessee. That's a 372 zip. And her phone number is 615-484-7781. And you can also get in her with connection with Mr. David McMillan. His phone number is 615-474-3039. And I would like to make a nice little conversational plea to everyone that you too could be a part of ESCO. You too can be a part of Auto Rescue. What is Auto Rescue? Auto Rescue is a community project sponsored by Mr. David McMillan. For your information, please call 615-474-3039. And basically, if there's a vehicle or something on your property that you want removed at no cost to you, give Mr. McMillan a call. You two will get together and decide the best course of action. And 9 times out of 10, those vehicles are recycled in ways that help the community. But we're going to go back to our feature sponsor, and that is Half the Sky. And once again, she's our feature sponsor for today, and her phone number is 615-484-7781. And we have plenty of time, Mr. McMillan. Go ahead and let's hear your statement for the great day of 4th of July.
Well, folks, we can we do anything more on the fluid on the cars? How much time we got left? Oh, we got 2 minutes. Okay, I wanted to talk about your washer fluid too. That's one thing we need to mention: the washer fluid and discoloration, and do a blanket shake of the car. We call it a blanket shake. That's everything. That's all over the car. We do a blanket shake of the car, and I don't know. I want to say something that inspiration for today. Said, I don't like to let my dedication derive from desperation. I mean, if you dedicate to something, like what you do, don't be desperate to do something. So don't let your dedication derive from desperation. When you get out of bed in the morning, don't have to be pushed out of bed. Just get out of bed and have something you want to do. Like we said, rise and grind. That's what we like to do every day. And I also like to say, when we know better, we always do better. Here in Nashville, Tennessee, and the surrounding areas, you've been listening to A to Z Auto Talk. My name is David, my co-host, Mr. Buddy Blues. On the 760 AM, The Gospel. I would like to say happy 4th of July. Well, they say New Year because it's Christmas in July.
It's the first day of the new fiscal year, and
it's Christmas in July.
So
Happy New Year and happy 4th of July. Thanks for listening. Good day.